So as a trader, the best thing we can ask for is a pattern or a strategy that repeats itself on a daily basis. Something that we can come into the markets with, have confidence, and understand what we need to see happen to potentially see a certain outcome. Something that we can have structure and we can build a thesis behind. For me, it's the break and retest of previous day high. This is up there as one of the top things that I look for on a daily basis. Now, the great thing about trading is that it's different for everyone. Everyone could have a different holy grail or golden strategy, but in today's video, I'm here to share mine with you, and maybe that could be something that you can adopt and you can build into your trading day. At the end of the day, like I said, it's just something that you can trust on a daily basis and you can have predictable outcomes. That is the goal. That is the golden strategy. It's not any kind of particular strategy. A golden strategy is just something that is repeatable and you can build upon. So jumping over to the charts, today I traded Nvidia break and retest of previous day high. This is a trading strategy or a setup that I look for on a daily basis. And when I see it, it builds confidence. And that's the goal. That's the key. If I see a break and retest of previous day high, I instantly have confidence in the trade. And that's what you're searching for. Everyone could have something different. Everyone could be looking for something different. What builds confidence for you? That's the question that you need to answer. And for me, I'm going to share that with you today. And maybe you can adopt that. I'm not saying it's the best way to trade. I'm not saying that you have to trade this way. But this is what works for me. And this is what raises my confidence to execute upon trades. And that's the goal at the end of the day. So today on Nvidia, we came into the day and we saw a very clear previous day high at $169 per share. Now, what I like to do is I like to use this indicator right here called previous low and high, which automatically prints the previous high and previous low on my charts. That is where I will look for inflection points. The reason I look for previous day high and previous day low is because I know that there's going to be reactions at these levels. It doesn't have to continue above previous day high. It could reject that. But the goal is that there will be reactions at it. And that's where opportunity arises, right? So I want to be paying attention to that spot. And so you can see on my charts, it's already marked out previous day high, automatically done by the indicator. And I'll make sure to put the link down in the description below for you guys to add this to your TOS charts. Now, if we zoom out, we can see that that puts a line right where the previous day high was, which was right here on Nvidia. Back on Friday of last week, we topped out at 169 and we rejected to the downside. Now, if we zoom out, we can see that Nvidia had a really nice recovery of some previous lows this morning. We saw that Nvidia had these previous lows right here at $167, and it held that to start the day. Now, that would have been a nice long as well, right? A hold over this previous rejection point from Friday and a nice hold above that. However, that was just too quick. If we go to the 1 minute chart, we can see that that pretty much happened right off the open. So really no opportunity to take that entry point. I let that go. I waited to see if we could break above the previous day high. This was the next thing that I was watching for. Now we can see here that around right here, around 934 and 935, we saw a breakout above the previous day high level. Now, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the market to retrace back to that level and buyers show a sign of strength. Now, really, what we're looking for in this area is somewhat of a bull flag, really, on a bull flag pullback back to that previous day high level. We can see that we broke above previous day high. We had a bull flag pullback back to that level, and we're waiting to see if there is any strength that shows within the candles at the previous day high level. Now we can see that right here around 939, we saw a strong candle push off that exact previous day high level, which then gave me confidence to execute this trade. Now, when I enter this trade, I am very simply putting a stop loss below that previous day high because that is my inflection point. I now need to see Nvidia stay above that spot. This gives me confidence and a real game plan. I now know where I need to exit the trade, and I know what needs to happen. What does this do? It builds confidence. It makes you take the trade. It makes you trust the trade. And this is what a lot of traders are lacking. They're lacking confidence to execute, and that's really what you're searching for. So this gave me the confidence to execute. I can look over at someone that may be sitting next to me and say, hey, I'm about to take a break and retest of previous day high on Nvidia. I'm going to put my stop loss below that level, and I'm going to look for upside continuation through the high a day and have a breakout move continue. And I'll look to scale out into that win. Right? Done. I can talk that to you. I can explain it to you. It's a strategy and a setup that I can understand. And so I was able to do that today simply by having confidence in the break and retest of previous day high. And that is exactly what we got. And we could see from that point, Nvidia continued about 1% higher, providing around 35% on option contracts, and I will show you exactly how I entered and exited this trade with the live trade that I will add at the end of today's video. Now, of course, there's some other context that we need to be looking for when we look to execute this trade, and for me, that is what is the market doing? And so around this time, we looked at the NASDAQ futures, and the NASDAQ futures had a key rejection point around 23,800. And we can see that around that time, right here around 935, 936 area where Nvidia started to push higher, we were holding above that 23.8 level. So seeing the NASDAQ futures hold above that level and starting to push higher gave me that additional confidence that Nvidia would try to do the same. And we can see even now as the market's trading around 3:40 p.m., we are holding that exact spot that I longed off of earlier morning. So guys, I'm not really here today to recreate the wheel. You guys know what this is. You've seen me take this trade. You've seen me take this exact break and retest setup for the last 5-6 years of creating YouTube videos. But I want to really drill into your mind today that the golden strategy, the holy grail strategy, whatever you want to call it, really all that's important to you is what builds your confidence. What is something that repeats itself, that you can look for every day, that you can trust and you can execute upon? And the break and retest of PDH is going to always be the number one thing I look for upside continuation. Now, it's the same thing if you were to flip it for downside, it would be a break and retest of previous day's lows. Whichever way you're looking to trade the market, the highs and lows of the previous day, looking for them to hold above or hold below is always going to be that thing that I look for on a daily basis. So with that said, I hope that you understand the idea behind this strategy that I execute on a daily basis. I'm going to now run the live recording where you can see how we took this trade live with the trading community today. Everything from the execution of the trade to the scaling out of the trade and also the ultimate exit of the trade, and showing the group and explaining to the group why I fully exited the trade where I did due to rejection points on the overall market. I hope that you learned something from today's video. It's again, nothing that recreates the wheel. It's nothing that's super difficult, but it's about finding that one thing that you can look for every day that hopefully helps you in your trading career. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the live trade, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Yeah, Nvidia Friday high is a potential entry point. Watching that. Potential. It's a little extended though, but it's holding that very cleanly. It might just go right there. I can't believe Meta's gone already. Okay, NASDAQ's over 800, so we might continue this move higher now. Meta's at our target, 768. Okay, frustrating, but good node chasing. There's never an entry there for me, is what it is. Tesla's pulling back heavy, right? Like chasing Meta could have resulted like Tesla. Look at if you chase Tesla, you're absolutely smoked on the day. So it's just one of those days, right? Just can't create bad habits because the next time you do it, it does what Tesla did. Let's see, NASDAQ rip over that 800. So this is definitely strong in the market. Watching to see if Nvidia can continue to hold previous day high. I would also watch to see if Hood can hold over that morning high at 112.50. Amazon coming back very strong. Nvidia starting to give me potentially an entry point here if it can consolidate. Watching Nvidia here. Watching Nvidia here. Giving me a pullback to that previous day high. Let's see if it can maintain. Meta pulling back as well, which is good. Broadcom's vertical. Guys, I'm trying Nvidia here. Stop loss is under previous day high. I'm trying this entry point. It's aggressive, but this is the entry point I was looking for. Break the highs. Come on. Right away. Break the highs right away for me. Ugh. Would have loved a quick break of the highs there. I'll get out if it breaks previous day high. I just like that initial pullback entry point to give it a shot. Let's see if it can consolidate previous day high. This would be a sick hold of PDH on Nvidia. Oh, come on, do it for us. This would be a sick hold of PDH. NASDAQ is pulling back, ES is rejecting. But if the NASDAQ holds 800, Nvidia is going to go higher. I'm still willing to try PDH on Nvidia. Come on. Hold that PDH. Hold it. Hold that PDH. Come on. NASDAQ's holding 800. Rip. Your time is now. Your time is now, Nvidia. Good. 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 Out half into the highs. Ugh. Don't like that candle, but it's good. Come on. NASDAQ, great hold. Look at that 800 hold on NQ. That needs to ride. Right there. Right there. That needs to ride right there. Look at that pullback hold. That is perfect. Next big push on Nvidia, I take more off here. Meta pullback to VWAP is interesting. Out more on Nvidia there. Ooh, Tesla, nasty rejection. How much is Nvidia going to ride PDH for me today? Let's see. What's the SMH doing? Oh, SMH is ripping. Okay, I'm going to try to trust Nvidia from this point. You're back over Thursday's lows as well. Yeah, I'm going to ride this a little bit. Took about 60% off into this push for about 10%. Let's see how much I can get on runners. That's a great trade. Break and retest PDH. Trusted it. Paid. Good patience. Let's see if we can get another push. It looks very strong here. Yeah, that hood 112.50 level keeps holding. I see that. Yeah, just, don't let this pull back and make you lose today. Good start to an early Monday. Happy with it. Content. Meta is not at a pullback level for me, but it looks like it's going to go higher. Yeah, Meta. Fuck me, man. Damn it. How did I know this was going to happen on Meta, man? Just can never catch it. I can never catch Meta. Yeah, you were right, Const. I felt the same way. You were totally right. It's just not going to give you the entry. It's just going to go. And look at this thing. New highs. Meta's gone. Hood 112.50. Really nice hold. Hood 112. I'm riding Nvidia. I really don't even care what else is going on. This is a great start to a Monday. This might be my one and done. Beautiful Monday. Starting the house build. Just made 2K on Nvidia. Love it. Nice trade, guys. Previous day high, break and retest. I mean, that is what we look for, right? We're just trading the same thing we look for all the time. Break and retest, the previous day high is a straight from the playbook trade. So we have to try it. Pretty clean as that. Pretty simple. You are still rejecting on markets at this ES high, but NASDAQ is holding over 800, which is very important. NASDAQ is still holding 800. Meta. My God. Meta looks so good on the 4 hour. Tesla looks like shit. I'm assuming Meta's going to find a really heavy rejection at 768. So be careful there. 768 would be the next level I need to see hold. APP looks incredible. APP looks incredible over that 537. Meta's gone. Okay. Google. Holy crap. Google off 236. Jeez. Jeez Louise. This NASDAQ hold of 23.8 is on the money right now, folks. On the money. Anyone take that? It's getting a little bit stalled because of the ES, though. Not gonna lie. It's getting a little bit stalled because of the ES. Yeah, it's definitely being handicapped. Yeah, I agree. It's stalling a little bit. I'm taking majority off of Nvidia here. I got 10 contracts runners. Yeah, it is a tough long on ES. I see it. I totally agree. Totally agree. But right now, I'm just going to trust that outperformance on this semiconductor sector right now. Could have done a better job to hold more size into this move, but I am just happy to catch that first move and, get the cobwebs out and start the week strong, It's always a plus. Oh, hood off 112.50. Anyone in that? I should have taken that. That was super clean. They're probably up. But yeah, I mean, SPY is definitely this. I took some more off Nvidia here, guys. Went down to 5 contracts. I don't like how this ES keeps rejecting. Broadcom still looks strong. Nvidia's getting a little stuck at 171. Alright, guys, I'm taking my win on Nvidia. I'm starting to see exactly what we just talked about. You're starting to hit up into these NASDAQ highs with the ES still failing, so I'm going to take it off here. And I'll be reloading if it comes back down.